Mistake number one, letting a woman choose your grooming products. Hold off one second. Maybe that came off a little bit too harsh. What I mean here is don't depend on a woman or a man to make decisions you should be able to make for yourself. Seriously, so many guys out there are utterly dependent on their wife, on their girlfriend, on their partner when it comes to making these decisions. Here's the thing, this is your body. Only you know how it feels, so take the time to learn which products are going to work best with it. Mistake number two, confusing brand loyalty with actually just being too lazy to go out there and test. Here's the thing, men, we are creatures of habit. We don't really choose a brand kind of chooses us. It's just something that we start to use and we continue to do it again and again. You start dealing with razor burn, let's say you're 17, 18 years old, you walk into your local store and you grab the first thing that's on the shelf. You start to use it, it does a mediocre job. How many things in your closet actually does that describe? You want to find grooming products that you love, that actually do an amazing job, maybe using all natural ingredients, actually do a great job of getting rid of the redness on the bumps, the razor burn, like Vitaman, our aftershave balm right here. Guys, okay, this is a shameless plug. It's my company, but I'm proud to bring them to you. So I want you to go check out Vitaman. Besides the aftershave balm, a little bit of a story behind this. This was the first product I ever tried from Vitaman. And when I tried this, I'm like, I absolutely love this. And guys, I try tons of products out there. Long story short, gents, I believe Vitaman is making the best natural men's grooming products on the planet. Hence why I took an ownership stake in this company. If you've got a problem like thin hair, oily hair, you're dealing with dandruff, you just have issues with thinning hair and you want it to stay in place because you want to style your hair, they've got you covered at Vitaman. That's what I love. We've got a wide range of different products that address your grooming concerns, all using natural ingredients. And making this even more personal, guys, I've got a daughter that's very sensitive, different food products. She breaks out, she gets all these rashes, and we found that certain lotions, most lotions, did not work for her. Guys, what I loved about Vitaman's products is we list out everything that's inside, all the ingredients are listed out. So you can make a determination, hey, is this going to work for me or not? I know my products are gentle enough that I can use them on my kids. These are products that I am proud to use. We've got athletes around the world, high performance guys that pay attention to all these details, telling us they absolutely love the products. I'm linking to them down in the description with the best deal you're going to find out there. Go check them out. I am proud to bring this company to you because I believe in what they stand for. So go check them out, guys, and let's get back to the content. The next grooming mistake I see guys making, thinking that toothpaste is some wonder drug. Yes, I know there are tons of grooming hacks out there that say if you apply toothpaste on pimples, it's going to basically get the job done, get rid of the pimple. To an effect, here's the thing, is that pimple was going to go away probably anyway. And toothpaste, yes, does have some drying properties. But gentlemen, if you've got pimples, if you have acne, get the right product for the job. Toothpaste, you could try it in a pinch, but honestly, you might as well apply Windex. It's not designed to do that. So use products that are designed to deal with the issues you have. The next mistake, believing that modern tools are better than old school tools. Now, I'm not going to say that the safety razor is better than the cartridge razor. I know a lot of you guys are going to disagree with me down in the comments, so let me hear it. But here's the thing, I think it depends on the person. For some guys, the cartridge razor is amazing. That's why it's probably the most popular razor on the planet right now. But here's the thing, the safety razors kind of disappeared. But if you're dealing with bumps, if you're dealing with razor irritation, this is an amazing option for you. And hey, if you want to go even a little bit farther old school, definitely consider the straight razor, the cutthroat razor. This thing, again, you need a lot more skill and you can definitely hurt yourself, but I will say that this thing is amazing. It's going to give you the closest shave you've ever gotten. That being said, you know what? The electric razor, I have no problem with this. A lot of guys think that this is the devil. No, this is a great handy tool that if, you just need to get something done. I carry an electric razor in my truck that I used to use in the United States Marine Corps whenever I would show up to inspection after partying all night over in New Orleans. What I will advocate is stay away from cheap razors. So things like this, I just can't say anything good about them because they're oftentimes dull, the angles are wrong, and they're going to give you a really bad shave. The next grooming mistake is thinking that soap is just soap. So share with you guys a story. When I first started living out on my own, I bought this soap called Lava. If you're not familiar with it, it's a very strong exfoliating soap that is used for men that just simply get things on their hands and cannot get it off. Lava will get it off. I thought this was a good idea to start using it on my body. I never used a bar of Lava again. I feel like I stripped off 5 to 7 layers of skin. I might have been bleeding after that thing. It was, painful. There's a big difference between soaps that gently pull off the oil and gently wash you versus soaps that are going to tear at the skin and take off way too much. You want to find a soap, a body wash that is made to very gentle. You don't need a whole lot of soap to actually go onto the body, and simply what it does is it adheres to the dirt and the grime, those particles, and it pulls them off. You don't want to use something that is simply made for the hands, that is overly strong, that is going to strip your body and your face and your hair of too much moisture, especially if you're showering in the morning when you first wake up, maybe again in the afternoon after you do your workout. You want to have a soap that is gentle. The next mistake, and I've alluded to this, not paying attention to the ingredient deck. So I've talked about this, and if you still don't know this and you're watching my channel, shame on you, but do not use something that sprays out of a can. Here's the thing, to have the propellant, it smells really bad. Guess what? They cover it up with all of these crazy ingredients. I mean, if you can throw something in the fire and it's going to explode, probably you don't want to use it on your face. What I would recommend is finding what works for you. Again, look at the ingredient deck. Make sure that those ingredients work for you. So that's important that you find a company that reveals actually what's inside. It's not that this is some secret ingredients. It's simply you want to know what reacts to your body. The next mistake, using way too much product. Guys, use as directed. That's pretty clear, right? They tell you how much to use. Most guys think, oh, if I apply more shampoo, more hair product, more shaving cream, it's going to do a better job. That's not the case, especially in the case of shaving cream. All you need is a thin layer of lubricant to get the job done. Now, the next grooming mistake is not understanding how products can work together to give you superior results. So one of the things I advocate is putting on a shaving oil and then putting on a shaving gel or a shaving cream. Why wouldn't you just use one? When you put down the oil base, you're going to get layer one. Then when you put this on, a gel or a shaving cream, all of a sudden you're going to get layer two. When the razor then glides over, you're going to get a superior shave because you actually have 2 layers of protection. Now, is that required? No. I mean, there are people using this crap and they're still getting a decent shave. But here's the thing. If you're dealing with irritation, if you're dealing with burns, why not actually look to level up everything? And that's the next point, is most guys don't have any type of routine. A routine is something you do again and again, and you actually know what it is so that you can measure it, you can adjust it, you can improve upon a routine. If you don't have a routine, then how can you improve upon it? So think about your shaving routine. What products are you using? Which ones can you upgrade? Actually, can you change the technique? That's part of your routine of the way that you shave. A lot of guys, when they're shaving, they go with the grain. And that is probably the best way in general to shave. But guess what? You can also shave against the grain. And FYI, shaving against the grain with a safety razor, I think is perfectly fine. But shaving against the grain with a cartridge razor, a little bit riskier. And the reason being is the cartridge razor, like they've shown you at the commercials, lifts up the hair. If you're going against the grain, it actually can lift it up too much, and all of a sudden you're going to get the hair go under the skin, which can lead to ingrown hairs, especially if you've got slightly curly hair, which is going to be more prone to it. Quick question, any of you guys carpenters, any of you guys work with wood? So let's say that I want to cut an angle on a piece of wood. I've got it drawn out, and you see me starting to do this with a table saw. What are you going to say? Probably, Antonio, what are you doing? You're going to hurt yourself. You're going to cut your fingers off. You need to get the right tool for the job. The right tool? A jigsaw. But so many of you guys are using the wrong tools when it comes to grooming. If I were to ask you, what are you using to cut your nails? Okay, most of you are going to say, I've just got a pair of clippers. But what if I told you that clippers, they're okay, but they're actually the least effective and efficient way to cut your nails? The best way to cut your nails, believe it or not, is simply a file. And when you're filing, to go in a single direction. Tons of different files out there, but files are going to do the best job. And when going in one direction, and if it's a good file, it's the least likely to damage your nails. Right after that, again, it's not going to be the clippers. It's actually going to be scissors. Scissors are going to be better than clippers because clippers, believe it or not, especially if they're cheap clippers, which the vast majority are, they're just simply crushing the nail. Now, does everyone need to own a kit like this? No. But I do believe that every man should understand, okay, if I'm dealing with nail issues, if I have really brittle nails, I have cuticles, they're coming apart all the time, maybe I should invest in the right tool for the job so that I deal with the problem. And so many of you guys out there just simply don't have the right tool. You've maybe never tried an electric razor, and this could actually solve some of your shaving issues. Or maybe maybe you don't even have a pair of clippers, which right here could save you tons of time, tons of money for simply doing minor checkups. Point being, if you've got hair in the nose, yeah, who wants to use tweezers? That hurts pulling those nose. I've done it. Instead, simply use a tool like this that once a week you go over and you get the job done. The right tool for the right job. Guys, that's what we're shooting for. The next mistake, wearing way too much fragrance. A lot of guys believe that wearing more fragrance is going to attract more women. Not exactly. It doesn't work that way. Gentlemen, you want to be discovered, not announced. Unless maybe you're working from home and you're just trying out a new scent. And that is probably one of the best places to practice wearing a fragrance, to figure out, okay, how strong is this stuff? EDTs in general are going to be weaker than EDPs or parfums. If you understand that and you realize, hey, I'm trying on a powerhouse from the 1980s, Egoist, an amazing fragrance, but 1 to 2 sprays here is all you need. You go for 5 sprays, yeah, you are going to overpower everyone in the room versus the flanker, Egoist Platinum. I love this one by Chanel, but I can spray about twice as much and not even get the same effect as this one right here. It's just not as strong, not as projecting, still an amazing fragrance. And that's what I'm talking about. Understand what you're putting on your body and don't overdo it. You don't want to give people migraines. You don't want to choke people out of a room. Now, this next mistake kind of takes us back to that first one, and that is not having the courage to choose your own signature scent and instead relying on other people. Here's the thing, is a man has the capability truly to be able to choose his own signature scent. Go with something that you like, that you feel just works for you. When you try it on, you're like, wow, I really like this. I've got certain fragrances like this one right here that my wife does not, she likes it, but she doesn't love it. I love this one. And it's not super popular. And that's the thing, is you got to kind of listen to what the experts are saying. There's tons of great fragrance guys out there, but you got to find the one that works for you. The one that you try it on and you're just like, wow. But when it comes to one of my favorite summer fragrances, again, my wife doesn't love it. She likes it. I absolutely love it. And again, it's a bit pricey. I tried a wide variety of different ones out there, but this one right just really resonates with me. Only you can choose your signature scent. So have the courage to find what works for you and your body. Now, this next mistake has to do with deodorant, and that mistake is using something that you don't even know how it works. So do you know how deodorant works? How these antiperspirants actually stop you from sweating? They actually use aluminum to block up the pores in your armpits. Yeah, shocking. A lot of people don't know this. Guys, if you want to learn more about this, check out this video right here where I talk about why I stopped wearing deodorant and what I wear instead, and I talk about my story, and yes, I don't smell, and I talk about why. So go check out this video. I thought it was actually a really interesting one. And yeah, go check it out, guys, right here. And I'll link to it down in the description.